You guys miss me? Well, as a lot of you all know, I am living in Boca Raton. I am living across the country in Florida and enjoying every bit of it. It's great being here, and it's opened my eyes to a lot of things, helped me see a lot of things, in myself that I didn't realize back at home, and just cope with things that I just felt needed to be coped with. And it's been the best experience I think I've ever, and the best thing I've ever done for myself is leave home and do this. Just come to school and do this. It's just I enjoy it 100%. You'll have your down days, you'll have your good days, and it's fine. So school is good. I haven't made a lot of friends, but I'm okay with it because I don't want to make a lot of friends right now. I am good with just kind of being a loner and doing my own thing. Like, it's totally fine. And I just, it doesn't mean, I'm depressed or, there's something wrong with him. He doesn't have friends, or why does he always want to be alone? Like, no, it's like loneliness, I feel like, has been one of the best experiences to me because it's made me, forced me to be friends with myself and, really figure out deep down who I am and what I want in life and just be good. Just be good. I love my alone time and just being, in my room sometimes by myself. I mean, I've met people. I definitely have met great people, and people who I've connected with, and it's just on the weekends. If I want to stay home, I want to stay home and just be alone, and it's fine. My family, I think, sometimes worries about me, but they know I'm okay, and if they worry about me, they call me and ask if I'm okay, and I'm definitely okay. So, kind of going back to leaving home. When I left, it was a very dramatic situation. So I leave home, my mom's taking me to the airport, and I wish I had this on videotape because it was so, I just feel like, funny to watch now. But we go to the airport, and right before we get to like the drop-off section at Midway, she pulls over like on the ramp she pulls over, and we're just like both bawling, like, like, you're my best friend, we're hugging each other, she's like, you can always come home whenever you want, like, we're bawling, and from that point, it was like, I couldn't stop crying. Like, I go in the airport, and, I'm checking my bags, I'm at the counter, I'm bawling, just like, people had to have been like, what is wrong with him? Like, get it together. Like, my ticket had West Palm Beach on it, they're probably like, what is so wrong with going to West Palm Beach? Like, get yourself together and grow up. And I just was like, if only half these people knew I was leaving my home of 20 years, they would understand. So, it's like I get to the terminal, I'm bawling still, just on the plane, we're taking off, bawling. I'm seeing the city for the last time, and I'm just crying my eyes out, and there's this couple next to me, they're like, honey, are you okay? Are you scared of flying? And I'm just like, no, I'm scared to leave home. Like, leave me alone. Like, I just like couldn't stop crying, and it was very bittersweet, and I got over it, and I'm living a good life here, and I've enjoyed every moment of that bittersweetness. So that aspect is fine, and kind of going back to making friends. I've tempted to go and make friends, like I really have, and I have met people that way, just going out and just talking to people and being social. But there was this one event where I did with the school, and it was a community service thing. It's like new students, transfer students, are welcome to come do this community service thing where we had a bunch of choices of different places we could go to help out the community. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to go help people, underprivileged kids, underprivileged people not in Boca, because, in Boca, everyone here is pretty privileged, let me tell you. They think they rule the world. But anyway, I just think, I'm going to go to, help people who need help. And I get on the bus, a bus of all things, and we go to a thrift store. and those of you who know me, I don't do thrift stores all that often. Like, it's not something I enjoy. I don't like shopping at thrift stores. I don't. If I have money to buy something, I'll buy something. If I don't have enough money, I don't really need it. And I just find them dirty. And if you like them, that's fine. It's just completely fine. Just not me. So we're at the thrift store, and they're telling us, well, we're kind of unexpected you today, so you're going to be cleaning, dusting and cleaning and throwing away broken items. Well, they have like 5 employees working at the time, like being paid. And I'm like, and my first question, which I actually asked, I was like, wait, don't you have employees being paid to do this? And they're like, yeah, well, we don't really have anything else for you guys to do. So, and I'm like sitting here like, honestly, like I'm on my phone, got the Uber app on, ready to get a taxi to go back to my townhouse, because I'm like, no, I'm not cleaning a thrift store. Like, it's gonna be dirty. It's thrift store. Like, break it down with me. It's dirty. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to like bargain with the owner. I'm like, I'm not good at cleaning. Like, those of you who know me, I'm not a cleaner, and I'm not clean. So it's like, I mean, I'm clean appearance-wise, but like, no, it's not. I'm not a clean person, and so I'm like, I'm really good at sales. So you should probably just let me do sales. Like, I'll sell some of your stuff. He's like, not finding me funny. Like, he's just like, get away from me. So I'm like, whatever. So I go try doing sales, and there's someone looking at like this toilet. I don't know why there was just like a random toilet sitting there, but this guy's like looking at it. I'm like, like you should buy that toilet. Like, down like low key, Elvis Presley died on that toilet. Like, I'm not lying. And he's like looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Like, shut up. So I'm like, whatever. So then like there's this lamp, and I told this lady that it was like Queen Elizabeth's from 1892, and she was just like, oh my gosh, like she totally bought it. I don't know, maybe she was just like being sarcastic with me, but she was like, how much is it? And I'm just like, you'd have to ask the owner. He is more knowledgeable in that than I am, so you should probably ask him. And I was just like, whatever. So then, they're selling couches in this thrift store, which thrift store couches usually are pretty cheap. Like, I know friends who have gotten thrift store couches for maybe like $30, $40. Like, thrift store couches. Well, we're not in like the nicest area, and they're trying to sell couches for like $500, $600, and I like looking at them. I'm like, what? No, 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 no. Like, I'm sitting there talking to the owner, and I'm looking at the couches, and I'm like, do you think, these are really worth that much money? I was like, I have a better job for me right now. I was like, how about you let me, like, lay and, like, sit on the couches, and I'll tell you, like, an estimate on how much I think they're worth right now. Like, appraise the couches. Well, he didn't find me funny by any means. He was just kind of like, I think they're priced pretty reasonably. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So then we're done. The whole like thrift store crew is having like a pizza party in the back while we're cleaning their shit. Like, it didn't make sense to me. So when we were done, we just like sat in back and waited for this bus to come pick us up. And we all sat outside, and they're just trying to tell like heartwarming stories, the whole group, and it's just like weird people who like to do community service. And I'm from the city, and I don't, we aren't very, trained in community service. Like, we see a homeless person and we automatically think they're on drugs. Like, we don't, we're not givers that way. We just aren't. And they're all talking about, homeless people and how they feel so bad, and I'm sitting there like, half those people are probably on cocaine. Like, what are you talking about? And I guess I should probably have a bigger heart for those type of people, but sometimes I feel like there's people who take advantage of it, and there are, and it's whatever. So yeah, and we got on the bus to come home, and I don't do buses, but that day I did buses, and it's was so hot out, and we get on the bus and there's no air conditioning and we're sweating, and you would think we'd be sweating because we just did really hard community service. No, we're sweating because the damn bus is so hot, and the only air we have is like coming from the sides, like the windows cracked barely, and it's just like it was miserable. I had like pit stains, I had back stains, sweat dripping from my forehead. It was miserable. It was seriously miserable. And I will never do it again. Like, community service is good when it's good, and it's bad when it's bad, and that's how it was. So anyway, my home. I live in a very nice neighborhood. Parties every weekend. They're crazy. The neighborhood's always going on the weekends. I haven't really gone out. I've gone out one night, and I went to my neighbor's party, and it was fun. I mean, they're younger than me. They're like a year younger than me, and that's not really a big difference, like by any means. But they're just like they're in their party stage, and that's totally acceptable, like totally fine. You want to party and you want to have fun when you're in college, and I understand that. But I've done that for a very long period of time when I lived at home, and I'm kind of over it. Yeah. So it's like they were so inviting and so nice, and wanting to know my situation, my life, and wanting to party with me. And they're like, "Oh, go shotgun beers with us. Go do the beer bong. Go take shots with us." And I was just like, "No, I'm good." And the next day I did explain to the guy. I was like, I've been there, done that, and I thank you for inviting me and wanting me to come have fun, but it's not. I don't need to be surrounded by drugs and alcohol right now. It's not, a situation I need. I'm ready to build up my life, not continue to live it in a, Groundhog's Day pattern. Like, it's not, I'm ready to learn and become successful, and that's why I moved here. I didn't move here to party. I moved here to get better, inside and out, and just, work on myself and become successful and, find who I am. And for the most part, I have. I've, found out a lot of great things about myself, and, it's very mind clearing being here. So whatever. My roommates are great. We get along great. They don't clean the lint trap in the dryer. That's about the only thing I complain about. It's because like I'll go up there to do my laundry and the lint trap's like this thick. This is not an exaggeration. Like I can't express, like I can't tell you how not dramatic I'm being right now. Like it's literally this thick. Like I pull it out and it's like my breath gets taken away because it's like there's gonna be a fire. Like, I mean, I don't live on that third floor, so if there's a fire, I'm most likely good. But they do, and they need to be more cautious of that. But they're grown adults, and they can figure that out, I guess. They know you have to clean the lint trap. Whatever. And another thing is like our parking situation. Like today I couldn't leave for about 4 hours because I'll park in the garage and my roommate will park behind me, and he works all day or all night, and we'll come home and sleep all day, and I feel bad waking him up. Like, he just worked, I don't want to wake you up and, make you angry, piss you off. So, I'll sit and do something else while I wait, and then I'll finally, be like, hey, can you move your car? And he's more than understanding. We have guest parking, which I tend to park at, and it's usually working out in my favor as I'm parking there, but sometimes, like on the weekends, it doesn't work out, and I have to park in the garage, or, I'll have to park behind someone, and they're waking me up to get up and go move my car. So, it's just the struggle of living with people, and, it's responsibility and growing up. That's good. And so, speaking of my car, Lord, the other day, last week I ate really good, and, I was just, like, so happy, I worked out, and I was like, yes, like, I did it, like, a whole week, and I was like, I'm gonna ruin it. I'm going to get a muffin, and blueberry muffins, as a lot of people know, are my weakness. Like, give me a blueberry muffin, and it's like, like, a blueberry muffin and a Diet Coke, like, is my serenity, next to the ocean, just like, food makes me happy. I'm sorry. And so I got it, and I go to Publix, I get it, walk back to my car, and, put the key in the ignition, I'm ready to go, like, go eat my muffin, and I turn my key, and it's like, "Arr!" And I'm like, oh, no way, shut up. Like, my mind goes totally blank. You know, the only thing I see is the F word in my mind because I'm just like, no, 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 no. Like, I don't know anyone here. Like, I don't, like, back to that lonely aspect, you know, I'm alone and I don't know people. So it's like, what am I going to do? So, like, I quickly, like, take the key out, you know, put it next to me, and I'm like, I sit there, fold my hands, I'm like praying. I'm like, please, Lord, you know, in Jesus' name we pray. You know, it's like, I know I've done a lot of bad things. I know I've lied a lot, but, you know, please start my car, please, please, please. Like, you know, make it home. You know, if it doesn't start at home, I'm fine. Like, I don't care. Don't let it start at home, but let it start now. Like, I need to get home. So, you know, amen. Just like get, you know, put the key in, and I'm like, all right, please, 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 please. So I start it, and it starts, and I'm like, oh. You know, sweating, it's like 90 degrees, humid, and it's like people are looking at me, you know, they watched my car do something weird and me sit there and pray because it's like, that's the only thing I know what to do right now, and I don't know anyone. So, yeah, and, you know, I've had a lot of situations, like with my tire seems to be losing air a lot, and I don't know why, so one day I did walk out of the store, and it was like my tire was flat, and I'm like, okay. I was like, shit. Well, you know, I just drove it to the gas station. The whole way I'm praying, like, please make it there, please make it there. Don't let anything happen, just please make it there. And I'm trying to take, like, non-busy roads because I know I'm gonna, like, if something were to happen, it's like, I don't know people. You know, and at that moment, like, with my tire, like, I don't know how to change a tire properly. Like, I'm sure I could figure it out, but I don't know how to do it properly. Like, I grew up, like, in the suburbs, you know, I lived with my mom my whole life. Like, I didn't grow up masculine. Like, I didn't have someone there to teach me how to change a tire. It was always like, you know, if something happened in my car, my mom was always like, oh, I got a guy. You know, I got a guy. Don't worry, you know. Like, so, Sam, don't worry. You know, we'll figure it out, honey. It's going to be fine. You know, the money, we'll figure it out. You know, it's fine. Here I can't do that. It's like the responsibility is on me, and I have to figure it out. And, you know, for the most part I have, and you know, I just can't call my mom and just be like, Emma, yeah, I'm at Winn-Dixie. Come pick me up. My car's smoking and on fire. Gonna blow up soon. So, yeah, I want to get here quick. You know, like 1,200 miles away. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. So, whatever. It's fine. And, you know, it taught me to grow up and live life and just, you know, and I know there's ways I can prevent a lot of these things, you know, like going to get a new tire or something like that, but it's like I live life in the moment and I'd rather not stress about it right now. It's like, it's fixed now, worry about it later. Just worry about it later, and that's not a way I should live my life, but it is, and it's fine. Whatever. So, as everyone probably knows, my room is still a mess, you know. My life's a mess, my room's a mess, so I've coincided the two, you know, just like lived a mess, and it's fine. Like, if you could see my nightstand, you'd die. You would die right now. It's so bad. And it's like, I look at it and I'm like, I need to clean. But, you know, it's not. If I respect myself with cleanliness in my room, there's something wrong because I never have. It's always a mess. You know, it's like I have my clean pile of clothes sitting right next to me right now, and then over there is my dirty pile. And it's like the only problem with that is wrinkly clothes, because, you know, I'll go to school and I look very nice when I go to school. Like, I don't go to school like I did at Wabanzi. I don't look like I just walked out of the Hesed house or the homeless shelter. Like, I look nice here because, you know, there's a lot of people with money, and if someone wants to see me as someone that has money, let them. And if they want to be my friend, please do. Like, God knows I need it. Like, but, you know, so having wrinkly clothes sometimes gets kind of in the way, but it's okay. I'm living with it. And yeah, it's fine. And, you know, I've been working out a lot and going to the gym. You know, going to the gym here, it's kind of funny because a lot of the people here, they look like they're jacked on steroids. Like, I walk in, you know, with my V-necks, you know, like 140 pounds, like no muscle, like don't really know what I'm doing, you know, lifting my 25 pounders, and there's people here just like ripped and just like look like they're on steroids, which they probably are, you know, let's be honest. But I just don't fit in, and it's fine. And I'm totally, not self-conscious about myself. And if I go in there and people look at me, I take it as a compliment. They're looking at me because if I was ugly, they'd probably still be looking at me, but I'm good looking, so I just think of it as that way. They're like, oh, that kid looks good. Like, he's working out good. Yeah, woo! Whatever. And so, yeah, I am still pretty conceited. I love myself. um, on my job, I do have a job. It's at Lifetime Fitness. I work in the cafe, and it's very uppity, very high class, gym, very expensive. They'll clean your car out for you while you're working out. Like, it's something else. It really is something else, but they do offer a lot, and you know, it's it's a good job for right now. I've learned to deal with a lot of people who, do have money and expect a lot. It's like they expect you to, know their phone number right off the bat, or to chew their food and eat it for them. Like they just expect you to do a lot, like stick the straw in their mouth for them of their smoothie. Like, but it's taught me to realize how I don't want to be if I ever were to come into money and be successful in that regard, because it's like I know how I've been tried by those people, and I don't want to treat people like that. Treat people with respect. Just because you have more than them doesn't make you any better. Like, I'm the first one to say that, and that was actually a point I made in class the other day. I was like, someone was like saying how they just didn't feel like, they owned up to like their worth, or they were as good as some of the people, and I had to make a speech about myself. And one of the things I did say was, someone did say, that you dress nice a lot and you present yourself very nicely, and I was like, yes, I know I do, and I don't do that to make people feel bad about themselves by any means. Like, I'm the nicest person, and I told them, I've come from, a broken background. I didn't live the perfect life. I might think I'm perfect, but I'm not. And, you have to learn to respect people. And I told everyone in that class, I was like, I'm no better than anyone in this room. No better. Because you know what? I have a past. We all have a past. And we just have to learn to, live past it and, love ourselves. Because I do. I love myself. I do. And everyone knows it. Like, I'm not afraid to tell people, I'm in love with myself. And if I were to meet myself, I'd probably date myself. Not gonna lie. But anyways, back to work. They make me take my earrings out, which is so sad because that's my staple, and I love my earrings. And it's like I walk into work and she's like, "Take your earrings out," and I'm like, "I know, shut the fuck up," like, ugh. And I just feel naked, so it's like I walk around work thinking I'm butt ass naked because I don't have my earrings in. Ugh. And let me tell you, when I take them out, it smells. The smell is terrible. It like fumigates the room. Like, it's bad, and I don't know why, but it's like I have to go clean my lobes every time I take my earrings out. Whatever. It's something I've dealt with for a while. Not really a week. But, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I definitely enjoy living here, and my life here is great. And, it's not a vacation anymore. It's actually my home now, I feel, and I don't have any regrets at all, like, by any means. It's something, I can't say I'll never move back to Chicago. I know I've always said that. I know I've always been like, no, I never want to go back to that place. I don't ever want to go back to my hometown. Like, I really don't. And that's sad to say, but there's just a lot of things I don't like there. And, it raised me well, I guess. My parents and my grandparents, we've all done a great job of raising me. But, I can't ever say I won't move back to the city. That's something I've learned to take back as a comment, because if success takes me to the city, it takes me to the city, and I can't, I can't say it won't. I can't, but I also can't say it's not going to take me around the world. So, things I've learned to live with, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy. So everyone who wanted to know if I was happy, I'm happy and loving life. And I hope some of you can visit. I'd love to, you know, see some people, and yeah, that's about it. I don't have anything else to say right now, but I definitely liked making this video. It was, fun. But yeah, I'll make more. Just to keep you informed on my life in Boca. Rich town for a poor boy.